All right, hello, math fans. Okay, so this is Chapter 12, Worksheet 4, and we're basically simplifying rational expressions. All right, so let's just start out. Remember, guys, you always are going to have to do a lot of factoring. You got to remember that, all right? And be careful of your negatives, because you got to distribute. If you have a negative, make sure it's distributed, and just, here we go. All right, the first one, get a factor. So I got 2 over, I'm going to factor out a 2 out of the bottom. You got 2x minus 3. That cancels. My answer is 1 over 2x minus 3. All right, the next, number 2. You should recognize it's the same term, except it's reversed. Okay, so it's x minus 3 and 3 minus x, and there's a minus sign in between. That's actually really important. A minus sign in between, so the answer is negative 1. Okay, so this guy right here, it looks a little bit different. Okay, it's not like there's a minus sign in between here, so what you want to do is put it in descending order. So it's x minus 4 over x minus 4. It's the same thing. That's equal to positive 1. All right, so watch out for that. If you need to, for this number 2, you can write it as negative x plus 3, factor a negative out, and get negative x, or negative parenthesis x minus 3 over x minus 3. I guess it's under it, right? They cancel, and you wind up with negative 1. As opposed to number 3 is positive 1. All right. All right, number 4. Remember I told you this little trick here. If that's opposite like that, you can just rewrite it like this. 3x over x minus 8. And then that really becomes x minus 8. You're reversing it, and that sign changes. So it's minus 6 over x minus 8. Okay, if you want to see the math behind it, I can rewrite the denominator, put it in descending order, negative x plus 8, factor out a negative 1, so x minus 8, and then the negative moves up to the top, basically. You have, it just becomes negative. If that was already a negative or a minus sign between that, it would become positive. You just change the sign. All right, well, now I can keep going here. I have 3x minus 6 over x minus 8 because I have the same denominator. So I can combine the numerators together. And don't forget, you got to have all those steps in front of you guys when you're doing these problems. But our next step is to factor the top. Factor 3 out. I get 3x minus 2 over x minus 8. And that is the answer to the problem. Okay, you can't do any more. Can't cancel anything out because there's nothing that's the same. All right. Next one. This is just a little showing of distributing this negative. You've got to remember. And I told you guys, first of all, this is same denominator. So I'm just going to put a big line there. And I told you guys I want to see the step. Because I'll tell you, if you don't show the step, if you just distribute that negative, you're going to do negative x minus 1. You're not going to distribute the negative to the negative 1. And that's bad. Okay, so if you write it like this, that helps a lot because then you go, oh, okay, minus x and plus 3 over x minus 3. Okay. And then you combine terms, and you get x minus x is 0, so equals 3 over x minus 3. Okay, number 6. Same denominator, so I'm going to combine like terms. So I have x plus 5, and I have x plus 25. There's no parenthesis here because there's nothing to multiply by, so plus 4x. Combine like terms, I get 5x plus 25 over x plus 5. You factor the top, factors a 5 out of there, x plus 5 over x plus 5. Then I can cancel. My answer is 5. Okay. Number 7, we got to factor the bottom. Now we got different denominators. So it's going to be x plus 1, x minus 1, and my LCD, you got to always identify that. LCD is x plus 1. So I can even write it on the side here. LCD is x plus 1, x minus 1. So that means I multiply this one by x minus 1 over x minus 1. So one denominator, x plus 1, x minus 1. And on top I have x plus 3 parenthesis x minus 1. So you get x plus 3x minus 3 over x plus 1. X minus 1. All right, combine like terms, I get 4x minus 3 over x plus 1, x minus 1. I can't factor the top, so I'm done with the problem. All right, that's not too bad. Okay, number 8, same denominator, but you still need to factor it. Factors to x minus 5, x plus 2. So the only thing I need to do here is write x minus 5, x plus 2 on the bottom, and on top 6x minus parenthesis. Don't forget that parenthesis. In fact, I'm going to highlight that. Do not forget that. Very important. All right, and then I put 3x minus 6 in here. So I get 6x, distribute the negative, minus 3x plus 6 over x minus 5, x plus 2. And combine like terms, I get 3x plus 6 over x minus 5, x plus 2. I'm going to factor a 3 out of there, so I get 3 parentheses x plus 2 divided by x minus 5, x plus 2. X plus 2's cancels, so my final answer is 3 over x minus 5. All right. Next one, number 9. It's pretty easy to see. The LCD is x minus 3, x plus 2. So I'm just going to write it out here again. And I multiply this one by x plus 2 over x plus 2. And this one by x minus 3 over x minus 3. Okay, so I'm going to stress this again, guys. There's a negative, man. That better be in the problem. So this is what I want to see. I want to see x plus 2, x minus 3, and on top, it's 6 parentheses x plus 2 minus 4 parentheses x minus 3. You got to have that in there. Okay, you have to. And then we distribute. So we get 6x plus 12 minus 4x plus 12 over x plus 2, x minus 3. Combine like terms, I get 2x plus 24 over x plus 2, x minus 3. And the only thing I can do is I can factor out a 2. So I got 2 times parentheses x plus 12 over x plus 2, x minus 3. And there's nothing to cancel, nothing to factor more here, so that's my answer. All right, number 10. What I'm going to do first is I know I have the same denominator, so if you want, we could just deal with the same denominator without even doing, without having to worry about switching around, okay? But we'll switch around at the end because it is the same denominator. If it was different, I would definitely switch one of them around to make it correct. But this is what I can do. It's x plus 4 minus 12 over 4 minus x. Combine like terms, x minus 8 over 4 minus x. And then now I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to write this as negative x plus 4. And I'm going to factor out a negative. So I really have this. I'm going to put that negative on top, and I'm going to put that x minus 4 down here. And that's my final answer. Okay, so I didn't have to even worry about distributing the negative because wouldn't I have to factor out a negative anyway? All right, that's not bad. Okay, next one, same denominator. That's pretty sweet. So I'm going to have one numerator, x plus 5, or one denominator, sorry, and then x squared plus 6x plus 5. Definitely try to factor it. It looks pretty mellow. So you get x, and it's actually plus 5 and plus 1 over x plus 5. X plus 5's cancel, and my answer is x plus 1. Okay, number 12, same denominator again, but I'm going to factor that. It factors to x plus 2, x minus 2, and the top is 2x minus 3. And again, don't forget, it's a negative sign, so it gets distributed. It's minus x minus 1. Okay, you can't forget that. So you get 2x minus 3, distribute the negative, negative x plus 1 over x plus 2, x minus 2, and I combine like terms, and I get x minus 2 over x plus 2, x minus 2. The x minus 2's cancel, and don't forget you got rid of everything on the top, but you got to put a 1 there for a placeholder. So it's 1 over x plus 2. Okay. 13 is the kind of problem that we had before with looking for the LCD just with monomials. Okay, so basically I have a 3, or a 5, a 3, and a 2. And the only number, if you can't think of anything, the worst case scenario is you can multiply it all together. So 5 times 3 is 15, times 2 is 30. So my LCD is 30. Look for the highest exponent for A, it's A squared. Highest exponent for B is B squared. That's my LCD. So I'm going to make a little more room here. Minus 11 over 3AB squared, and then plus 7 over 2AB. Okay, so remember my goal is to get 30AB squared, so I'm going to multiply this one. 5 times 6 is 30, so it's 6, and I just need a B. 6B over 6B. That gives me 30B, A squared, B squared on the bottom. The next one, I need 10, and I need an A. So 10A over 10A. That gives me 30A squared, B squared. And then on the bottom, or for the one on the right, I need a 15. So, and I need an A and a B. So 15AB over 15AB. Okay, so if I multiply all this out on the top, well, first of all, the bottom gives me 30A squared B squared, which it should, because that's what my LCD is. Okay, and I multiply it out, and I get 48B minus 110A plus, oh, my favorite number, 105AB. Sweet, sweet. Oh, sorry. And that's it. Now, I'll tell you, if you got the right LCD, you don't have to worry about doing any kind of greatest common factor. Let's say you didn't get the right LCD, and it was off by a factor of 2. Let's say it was too many, it was too much. Instead of 30, you put 60, for example. You would have to factor something out. Okay, but if you chose the correct LCD, you would get the correct window answer. All right, 14. Okay, what do 2x plus 1 and x minus 3 have in common? Nothing. So my LCD is 2x plus 1 and x minus 3. All right, so I'm going to have a little more room here. And it's minus x plus 7 over x minus 3. I don't need parentheses around that. That's okay. All right, so I'm going to multiply the first one by x minus 3 over x minus 3, and the next one by 2x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. Okay, now we did this in class, but this is important. There's a negative sign here. So I want you guys to do this, x minus 3, 2x plus 1 on the bottom, and on top, x minus 3, 2x plus 4, minus x plus 7, 2x plus 1. Okay, and then you're going to FOIL. So we're going to get 2x squared plus 4x minus 6x minus 12. And then it's minus, and I'm going to leave that negative out there, but I'm going to put a bracket or a parenthesis around there and then FOIL that. Because remember, that negative should go to this whole thing. And we talked about that in class. So it's 2x squared plus x plus 14x plus 7. Oops. Okay, and that's all over x minus 3, 2x plus 1. Okay, I'm going to combine like terms here, and I get 2x squared minus 2x minus 12. And just to save space here, I'm going to combine this right away here, and I'm going to say that is going to be 15x plus 15x. Okay, so then I can distribute that negative. So minus 2x squared minus 15x minus 7 all over x minus 3, 2x plus 1. Okay, and I'm kind of running out of room here. But if I combine my like terms now, well, the x squareds cancel out. You see that? 2x squared minus 2x squared is 0. It's kind of nice. So I get negative 2x minus 15x is negative 17x. And negative 12 minus 7 is negative 19 over x minus 3, 2x plus 1. And then my last step is to factor out negative 1. That's all I can do. So I can factor out negative 1. I get 17x plus 19 over x minus 3, 2x plus 1. Okay? That's it. That was kind of a complicated one, but this highlighted a couple things here. This negative right here actually was a big deal. Okay, so you got to FOIL this first, and then distribute the, and combine like terms, and then distribute the negative, and then you get to this line where you combine everything together to get you here, and then you factor, and then you're done. All right, so you got to just be really, really careful when you're doing these problems. All right, next problem. I got to factor this. So this is going to be x times x plus 1. And what is your LCD? Well, see, guys, this has got an x squared, this has got an x. So isn't the LCD x squared, the highest exponent, and times x plus 1? Okay, so let's write it out again so we have a little more room. All right, so I'm going to multiply this guy by x plus 1. And this by x over x, right? That's all it's missing, is just an x. So I get 4x plus 4 plus, right, I'm distributing this. I should have really written it with parentheses first, but I didn't. Okay, but it's going to be 3x squared, right? X times 3x is 3x squared plus 2x over x squared times x plus 1. Combine like terms, I get 3x squared plus 6x plus 4 over x squared times x plus 1. Okay, and I'm not going to give you really something too hard to factor, but this actually does not factor to anything. So my final answer is that. All right, so that wasn't too bad. Okay, number 16. I'm going to factor this. Okay, it factors to x minus 6, x plus 4, and my LCD then is x minus 6, x plus 4. So I'm going to multiply this term right here, by x plus 4 over x plus 4. So now, you're again writing it correctly, x times x, or 4 times x plus 4 minus 3 over x minus 6, x plus 4. So distribute that, you get 4x plus 16 minus 3 over x minus 6, x plus 4. And you subtract, I get 4x plus 13 over x minus 6, x plus 4. Okay, and that's it. Nothing you can do with that. You can't factor it. Okay, next one, factor out an x off the bottom here. So my LCD is x times x plus 7. So I'm going to multiply this one by just x over x. That's pretty easy. So on the bottom I get x times x plus 7. On the top I get x squared. I'm just going to put it in standard form right away, descending order. So x squared plus 9x plus 14. And that does factor. So that factors to x and it's x plus 7x plus 2 over x times x plus 7. X plus 7's cancel, it's x plus 2 over x. That's your answer. Okay, number 18. LCD, well, first I'll factor. It's a plus 4, a minus 4. The LCD is a plus 4, a minus 4, right? So this one's missing a plus 4 over a plus 4. So I have my denominator, a plus 4, a minus 4, and then let me write it out, a plus 4, times 3a minus 1 plus 2a plus 1. Okay, so you FOIL on top, and you get 4a squared minus a plus 12a minus 4 plus 2a plus 1 over a plus 4, a minus 4. Combine like terms, I get 4a squared. That's going to be negative a plus 12a is 11a, plus 2a is plus 13a, and negative 4 plus 1 is minus 3 over a plus 4, a minus 4. And you actually can't factor that top part, so you're done. Okay, so most of the time, if it's going to be something nicely factored, it's probably going to factor maybe to one of these terms on the bottom, and if you don't think it's going to factor, then you move on. All right. Okay, number 19. I'm going to factor that, and I get x minus 3 and x minus 2. So that's my LCD. So I multiply this one by x minus 2, and I get x plus 1 plus x plus 4, x minus 2 all over x minus 3, x minus 2. So you get x plus 1. If I FOIL that, I get x squared minus 2x plus 4x minus 8 over x minus 3, x minus 2. So I combine like terms, and I get x squared, x minus 2x, negative x, plus 4 plus 3x, and 1 minus 8 is negative 7 over x minus 3, x minus 2. And I can't factor. I mean, nothing really goes into 7 except 7 and 1, and that's not going to work out. Again, you always try to factor if you can, especially if it's easy. It's easy to pick a couple numbers. If it looks brutal, like this guy right here looked kind of brutal on top, it's probably not going to be able to be factored. Okay? All right, number 20. Again, lots of factoring. Tons of factoring. So it's x minus 4, x minus 1. Again, a good indicator, if you see an x minus 1 here, probably a good indicator one of those is going to be x minus 1. Okay? It's just a good thought. All right, so anyway, multiply this one by x minus 4 over x minus 4. And let's write it out. So x squared plus 2 minus x minus 2, x minus 4, all over x minus 4, x minus 1. Okay? And guys, remember, highlighting this guy again, there's a negative, and that means you need to put a big old parenthesis around that when you're doing the problem. All right? It's really, really important you guys remember that. So we're going to have x squared plus 2, and then minus parenthesis, and then FOIL it. X squared minus 4x minus 2x plus 8. All over x minus 4, x minus 1. Okay, so let's, just for the heck of it, let's combine these guys together. Okay, I think it just makes it easier to do that. And we get negative 6x then. So when I distribute it, I get x squared plus 2 minus x squared plus 6x, okay, I'm distributing to negative, minus 8 all over x minus 4, x minus 1. Okay, so x squared minus x squared cancels out, and we have just 6x, and then 2 minus 8 is negative 6 over x minus 4, x minus 1. So what happens? 6x, oops, we can factor 6. We get 6 times x minus 1 over x minus 4, x minus 1. So those cancel, and our answer is 6 over x minus 4. Okay, not too bad. 21. Okay, it looks a little brutal, but remember what I told you guys to do? This is an x plus 4. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to be one of the numbers you're factoring out, but it's a good start. And if you do factor that, let's just put one of them as x plus 4. Isn't the other one got to be a 3x? And for that to be a 4, doesn't it have to be minus 1? Let's just check it. 3x squared. 3x squared. I'm not going to write it there because I need to leave that room there. 3x squared minus x plus 12x minus 4. Sure enough, gives us our 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. So we factored it correctly. So that means my LCD is x plus 4, 3x minus 1. So I can multiply this by 3x minus 1 over 3x minus 1. So my denominator, x plus 4, 3x minus 1. The top gives me 3 plus 1 times that. I'm just going to do that. It's 1 times 3x, 3x. 1 times 1, or negative 1 is minus 1. So I wind up getting 3x plus 2 over x plus 4, 3x minus 1. Okay, and obviously there's nothing to do with that. Okay, let's keep going here. Okay, 22. Guys, you should recognize you can't factor that x squared plus 1. Okay, I know you want to factor, but you should realize it's not a difference of two squares, right? It's just x squared plus 1. So this case here, it's a little tricky, but my LCD is x squared times x squared plus 1. And if you're like, well, isn't the common term x squared? Well, remember what I told you? Do this. Can I cancel anything out? No, I can't. So there's nothing in common, so that's your LCD. So let me write this out so I have a little more room. So I'm going to multiply this by x squared over x squared. And this by x squared plus 1 over x squared plus 1. So I'm going to write this out as 7x squared minus 3 parentheses x squared plus 1. Don't forget to distribute the negative. I say that 1,000 times, okay? I probably said it 1,000 times. I'm going to say it 1,000 times more. Don't forget to distribute the negative. And then that's all over x squared times x squared plus 1. So I get 7x squared minus 3x minus 3 all over x squared plus 1. And then you combine like terms. Oh, sorry, this is 3x squared. And so we get 4x squared minus 3 over x squared times x squared plus 1. Okay, is there anything I can do with it? Nope, there isn't anything I can do with it. Can't cancel anything out because addition and subtraction on top. Done with the problem. Okay, not too bad. This next one is a little, just a little different because it is not in descending order. All right, so let's put it in descending order. This is going to be 2x squared minus 3x plus 1. Again, I would probably guarantee, or guess, not guarantee, I would probably guess that this is going to factor with an x minus 1. Not all the time, but I'm going to give it a shot. It's an x, so I need 2x squared, so I'll put an x there. It's got to be minus 1, all right, to give you positive 1. So if I check it, I get, oops, this should be a 2 here, sorry. 2x minus 1, right? And if I check it, I get 2x squared minus x minus 2x plus 1, which is definitely this guy right here. So that's my LCD. And that means I'm going to multiply this guy by 2x minus 1. So I get, on the bottom, x minus 1 and 2x minus 1. And on top I get 4x plus 3 parentheses 2x minus 1. Okay, distribute that. 4x plus 6x minus 3 all over x minus 1, 2x minus 1. And I get 10x minus 3 over x minus 1, 2x minus 1. And you can't do anything with that 10x minus 3, so that is your answer. I hope you guys are getting these right. Okay, number 24. Well, get a factor. Again, 2x minus 1, we're going to give it a shot. Well, how do you get that 2x to be a 6x? Well, this has got to be 3x. How do I get that negative 1 to be a negative 2? Plus 2. Now let's check it. 6x squared plus 4x minus 3x minus 2. And sure enough, we have 6x squared plus x minus 2. So that means I need to multiply that by 3x plus 2. Okay, so that's going to give us 3 plus 1. Well, I don't even need to worry about the 1 now. I can just write plus 3x plus 2 over 2x minus 1 and 3x plus 2. Okay, and I know this is a thing that you guys don't make too many mistakes anymore, but I don't want you guys to look here and say, oh, I have a 3x plus 2 and I have a 3x plus 2 and cancel it out. Boo! Okay, you can't do that. It's addition there, so you got to combine all the terms. So you got 3x plus 5 over 2x minus 1, 3x plus 2. Okay, and there's nothing else you can do with it, so that would be your final answer. Okay, 25 is actually very similar to one we just did. Just trying to look here. It's very similar to the other 4 over x squared. Okay, 25 is similar to another problem because you see an x squared plus 1. And you can't factor that. So my LCD is x squared times x squared plus 1. No big deal. So I'm going to multiply this guy by x squared plus 1 over x squared plus 1, and this by x squared over x squared. Okay, so let's write it out. It's 4 parentheses x squared plus 1 minus 4x squared. So I get 4x, oh, and this is of course all over x, let's get rid of this, x squared times x squared plus 1. So you distribute that, 4x squared plus 4 minus 4x squared all over x squared plus 1. 4x squared minus 4x squared is 0, so you just get 4 over x squared plus 1. Okay, it's pretty reasonable. And let's move on to the next one. Okay, 26. Good chance that this is going to factor a minus 9a plus 2, and it actually does. All right, so my LCD is a minus 9 and a plus 2. So let me get a little more room here. 44 over a minus 9, a plus 2. Plus 3 over a minus 9, a plus 2 over a plus 2, plus 4 over a plus 2 times a minus 9 over a minus 9. All right, and oops, I didn't close parenthesis here. Okay, then I'm just going to distribute this out. So I get one denominator, a minus 9, a plus 2, so you get 44 plus 3 parentheses a plus 2 plus 4 parentheses a minus 9. And then distribute that, I get 44 plus 3a plus 6 plus 4a minus 36 all over a minus 9, a plus 2. Okay, combine my like terms and I get 7a and 44 minus 36 is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14, so plus 14 over a minus 9, a plus 2. And then I factor a 7 at the top. I get 7 parentheses a plus 2 over a minus 9, a plus 2. So after all that work, we can cross out the a plus 2's and we get 7 over a minus 9. That was a good problem. I like that one. Okay, this next one we did in class, but it's a really, really, really good problem too. So actually I'm going to erase this little section right here so I have a lot of room to write. Okay, so if I factor, again, a good call is going to be 2y plus 3 and y minus 4, and that's exactly what it is. So I'm going to multiply, just to save space here, I'm going to multiply this by y minus 4 over y minus 4, and this one by 2y plus 3 over 2y plus 3. Okay, so lots of room here. We have one denominator, 2y plus 3, y minus 4. All right, so I have the 3 here, minus y plus 1, y minus 4, plus y minus 5, 2y plus 3. Okay, so the key here is this negative. I'm going to highlight this too again. Okay, because you need to put, after you FOIL that, you put that in parentheses. So you get 3 minus parenthesis y squared minus 4y plus y minus 4. Plus, just because I have a plus here, I don't need parentheses. Okay, so I get 2y squared plus 3y, but I'm still foiling, minus 10y minus 15. Okay, all over 2y plus 3, y minus 4. Okay, I'm going to actually combine the terms here just to make it a little simpler, so it's negative 3y. So I get 3 minus y squared plus 3y, because you're distributing the negative now, and plus 4, plus 2y squared, and I'm going to combine these two, so minus 7y minus 15, all over 2y plus 3, y minus 4. Okay, combine my like terms. I get 2y squared minus y squared is just y squared. 3y minus 7y is negative 4y. And 4 minus 15, sorry, 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 minus 15 is negative 8. Over 2y plus 3, y minus 4. And actually, you try to factor it, but you can't factor that. Nothing does factor for the top, so your answer is that. Okay, that's what the quiz question is going to be like. It's very important you guys understand how to do that. That was probably a pretty tough question here, but we went over it. It's good. Okay, number 28. First thing I'm going to do is, well, I can factor this guy here. So x plus 2, x minus 2. And this guy, I can actually, right, I've told you this many times, I can just rewrite this as x minus 2 and change this to a minus sign. All right, that's pretty important. So my LCD is x plus 2, x minus 2. So I'm going to, let me write, give me a little more room here. 6x over x plus 2, x minus 2, minus 3 over x minus 2. So I'm going to multiply this by x plus 2 over x plus 2. And I get 6x minus 3. Don't forget that minus sign, it's minus 3, parentheses, x plus 2. All over x plus 2, x minus 2. So I distribute negative 3x minus 6 over x plus 2, x minus 2. And I get 3x minus 6 over x plus 2, x minus 2. And then I factor 3 out of there. So I get 3x minus 2 over x plus 2, x minus 2. And that cancels. So my final answer is 3 over x plus 2. Okay? Not too bad. All right, now the moment you've all been waiting for, the quiz question. All right, there it is. Looks pretty exciting. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips here. First of all, probably a good call, what this factors to is your LCD is probably 3x plus 2 and x minus 3. That's my guess. All right, once you do that, you're not going to have to do anything with this. So you just rewrite it. Okay, And what you're going to do is that negative sign, you're going to multiply that whole thing by x minus 3 over x minus 3. And so that'll be FOIL. Now remember, it's this. This is what it's going to look like. X minus 4, x minus 3. Make sure you do the FOIL first, combine like terms, and then distribute the negative. This one's not going to be so bad because you're going to multiply this one by 3x plus 2 over 3x plus 2. And it's not so bad because it's plus here, so you just have to add that FOIL together. Okay, after all that work, what's going to happen, and I'm just going to give you the hint, you are going to be able to factor it. It's going to come out to be a nice friendly term. Okay, and you're going to be able to factor it in this. I'm going to give you the final answer because I'm not going to look for the final answer on your quiz. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the work. Okay, so I figured, I'll give you the final answer just so you can see what to shoot for. X plus 4 over 3x plus 2. That is your final answer. So you can see something, in fact, you can see x minus 3 is going to cancel. Okay, that's it, math fans. Have a nice day. Adios. Goodbye.